And welcome everybody to the pregame show here live at the IAC in Wayne, Pennsylvania. We got a nice crowd here checking out the Eagles game as we are going to bring you a nice pregame action leading up right up to the game, Eagles versus Colts in Indianapolis. Eric, we've been here before.
Yes, we have.
How great is it to be back at the IAC?
Oh, man, this is such a great environment. The fans are good. This place is electric today. We're going to be electric come kickoff. It's going to be a fun time. Obviously, some of the wind taken out of the sails as a result of the loss on Monday, but hopefully right back on the wagon. Short week, and we're going to get into why it's somebody here's fault that the Eagles lost on Monday.
Oh no, Rye, you were unfortunately not able to join us live last time. But how's the environment so far here at the IAC Italian American Club in Wayne, PA?
Absolutely amazing. I was here for the first game of the year this year. The crowd was awesome. The people are great. Food's amazing. Beers are cold. What more can you ask for?
An Eagles win, hopefully.
Yeah, hey,
that's
just
why
like
we're here.
week one.
That's why we're here.
So I gotta ask. You mentioned it earlier. You have a reason why we lost last week.
Yeah. So as you guys know, this is our second show here at the Italian American Club.
Yep.
We do a little flyer before our show.
Oh boy, here we go.
And so somebody sent me the flyer ahead of time, and of course we had to get it here a week early. And so last Sunday when I brought it here, when I first saw it, it says on there, Eagles look to remain the NFL's only undefeated team. And I remember thinking, I'm like, probably not a big deal to say something, but we do have a game between now and then that they could theoretically lose. And
sure. Okay. But do you think maybe you bringing it up is what caused the rift in time that led to the loss?
No, I think you putting it on paper is what caused the rift.
Okay, so apparently it's my fault. Hey, what's going on, D? Good to see you,
Finn has another
buddy.
theory.
I think this is more concrete. What's going on?
Yes. So every single home game,
yep,
we park in the same spot. We do almost the same things. And then we clean up and we walk in one direction. It is right past the Wells Fargo VIP entrance, along the side of the Wells Fargo Center.
Very methodical.
The lot in a very direct L shape.
Right. Correct.
One of the guys that was with us, Larry, decided to
It's all Larry.
Larry.
Yeah.
Decided to cut through diagonally through the parking lot. And about halfway through, I realized what had happened and started losing my mind.
Yeah, it did.
To everyone's, I'm sure, amusement, but
a little bit, yeah.
It's just as superstitious as a baseball player never changing his socks or something like that.
Right.
Like one of these things where he has to wear the same glove that he's been wearing since middle school just to practice.
On a hitting streak. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, we walk through the same parking lot in the same direction every week. It's not that hard.
We don't cut through. And we cut through.
And I think that's why.
Okay. That's not bad.
Because of all the mistakes. I mean, it wasn't – if that game had less Eagles mistakes, obviously it's a different story. We understand.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But so many simple mistakes that were made, it's like it was fate.
It was a lot of things that built up.
It was the perfect storm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, combine that with the fact that, they made a lot of mistakes. They weren't very crisp. They weren't very clean.
They looked like a team that had 11 days off.
Yeah, exactly. They were a little, lethargic in many ways. The refs certainly didn't help. We never blame the refs, but that never helps things. That can certainly sway a game, to at least be a little bit more in your favor, but obviously, that didn't happen. The Dallas Goedert thing was very egregious. He obviously got injured on the play. Now he's out for at least 4 weeks.
Right. And
that really is kind of an extra kick in the crotch, if you will. Listen, were we going to go 17-0?
Of course not.
Of course not. And you know what? It sucks that it was a divisional opponent. It sucks it was the Commanders. It sucks the fact that we dominated them in the first game.
Yeah, we did.
And, again, we lose to another backup quarterback, if you will, in Taylor Heineke.
Carson Wentz, pulls the old Carson Wentz, gets injured, and the backup quarterback has to clean up his mess.
They are playing extremely well.
They are
under Heineke.
They are.
And they always seem to.
Every other day, I'm rooting for Taylor Heineke, but not that day.
Well,
I've been saying that to everybody. If he was an Eagle, we would love him.
Kneeling down.
That was.
See, that we wouldn't like. As an organization or fan base, we wouldn't like that.
No.
Drawing a flag, being a smart play, I think we would like that.
I don't think it was necessarily a smart play on his. It wasn't like,
he sold it better than The Rock sells Stone Cold Stunners.
Okay. He may have, but the fact of the matter is, he knelt down. He got touched. He didn't get hit. He got touched by hands.
And you'd have sworn he got shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Flopped over. They got the call. That was the end of the game. Now, granted, we don't know what would have happened.
But
they could have went 3 and out. But exactly, I would have loved to have seen that for Jalen Hurts, to give him that opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I have been playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league so far this year. Give me that opportunity to come down under 2 minutes and win a football game for this team.
And we talked about that. That was the one thing we hadn't seen him do yet. The one box he hadn't checked off is could he lead the team from behind, final 2 minutes of the game, take them down and win a football game?
I think that the question has been answered, though, even though we haven't physically seen it. You have faith that would you say that if he had gotten that chance and gotten the ball, that he would have completed that task?
I absolutely believe
exactly. So
yes,
we technically do want to see it, but do we need to see it at this point? Do we have enough trust in Jalen Hurts and his skills to not have to see that 2-minute drill?
But so
it'd be nice to just have that checked off, so any doubters could then be eradicated.
Sure,
indeed.
So,
it would be nice.
So the Eagles lost their first game. If anybody is on Twitter, you would assume that the sky is falling.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the world is ending. And
I'm pretty sure that's just on Twitter anyway.
Well, it's general, but people
rest
are.
In peace, Twitter.
Yeah, right. Any second now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of people are not great, and
sure,
I get it, but like, come on, they're 8-1. They had a bad game. Let's see how they rebound. These are all things that we want to see throughout, a season, to see the ups and downs, see the adjustments, see how they face, in the face of adversity. These are all things that we want to see them go through as a team to know that, hey, you know what? They are legit. They are the top team in the NFC right now. And we've seen them battle. We've seen them play down. We've seen them make mistakes. We've seen them come back from it and adjust and get wins. And that's what you want to see from a football team.
Yeah, and look, as the game was unfolding the way it was, I remember Mike, who sits next to me, he was getting a little disgusted at one point with the way it was going. And I just looked at him and I said, what, man? You thought this was going to be easy?
Yeah.
Come on, man. We're going to face adversity.
I'm sure a lot of people thought that. I mean, listen, the way we've been running through teams, I get it. Like, if you go through the schedule, before last week, we're 8-0, right?
Yeah.
You look at that schedule, you're like, win. Might be tough. Win.
Yeah. Sure.
Right. So, okay, maybe this is a humbling experience, not only for the fans, but for the team in general. And, I think a lot of, if you hear some of the interviews, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Lane Johnson, Brandon Graham, they all kind of been saying the same thing. You know what? We didn't play great, but guess what? Now that 17-0 talk is out of the window, out the door, out the room.
Nobody's talking about that anymore.
Out the locker room, and now we can just focus on going ahead and getting stuff done the way that we want to do.
Sure, and you worry about that poison getting in there. The whole talk of that 17-0, and I even heard a couple people say, do you care about before the game on Monday night saying, oh, well, if it came down to it, if they're 16-0 in that last week, would you care about playing? I'm like, no, I don't care about that.
No, I care about a Super Bowl.
I care. They don't give out nothing for that, man. Right. Just give me another Super Bowl. That's what matters.
Absolutely. Jody checks in, who, mind you, is right over there. Let's hear it for the IAC, and shout out to our IT guy, Richie. Thank you, Richie.
Thanks, Richie.
Who helped set up the audio. Couldn't have helped enough with our bartender, Sandra. Shout out to Sandra.
Yes, thank you, Aunt Sandra.
What a pro.
There you go. Crowd going.
What a pro always keeps the drinks flowing, and us Eagles fans listen to our favorite podcast, guys. Thank you so much, Yodes. Appreciate it. Can't wait till you come out. So we're having a good time.
Anybody
here.
in the area, like if you know my wife, Jody, you will get to meet Yodi and then Yodes later if you come out to the IAC.
Yeah, by the way, why is only 22 members of your family here instead of the normal 60?
Some will be attending later on. Some, I think, were out last night. This is a Sunday morning, so a lot of them got a little hurt last night.
Okay. Yeah, a little BT action, maybe?
They might have. I did not partake in any of that.
Okay.
No.
All right. Wow. If you are in the Wayne area, I know we have plenty of friends that we grew up with still in the area. If you're around, come on out to the Italian American Club on West Wayne Avenue.
Yes.
On the corner of West Wayne and Conestoga.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at me remembering stuff. Come on out. Cheap drinks, good food, and we'll watch some birds together. In fact, Eric will buy a round for you if you come out.
What?
It's on record.
I guess it's on record. If anybody calls me on that, good on you.
There you go. All right. So let's move forward to this Colts game.
Yeah.
And before we get into the Colts, we have to obviously address their head coaching situation. Frank Reich. We all thought we were going to have a nice little reunion with Frank Reich. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. He just got fired last week. And they replaced him with former center, never coached a college or a professional game in his life, center for Peyton Manning for all those years, Jeff Saturday, as their head coach.
Interim
Head coach.
Yeah.
In such a strange move that has just rocked the NFL world that no one seems to be able to get their hands around. And they got a win. They won their first game. Now, granted, it was the Raiders. The Raiders are a hot mess. I get it. But still, a win's a win in the NFL.
Sure.
And listen, who knows how the team, the players are going to react to this new coach.
And you tend to get a jolt early when you replace a coach mid-season.
Sure.
But this just screams that they want to figure out the quarterback situation, and they want to bring a coach that's going to help them figure out the quarterback situation. And so I feel like they went into tank mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, they were famous for the suck for luck. That seemed to work out for him.
Sure.
And listen, there are plenty of nice quarterbacks early in the draft.
Yeah.
And listen, maybe that's what they're doing, or maybe that Jim Irsay is just crazy enough, which certainly seems viable.
I got to give it to my late old man. He was the person that told me all those Irsays are hot garbage. Now maybe it was more about him being growing up a Baltimore Colt fan and the Irsays leaving them high and dry with their Mayflower trucks in 83 or the 84. Something like
I think
84?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. But I'm sure the old man was bitter to the end.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely was, for sure. So
Jim Irsay, a hot mess as a person.
Well, I mean, it just seems like he's just flying by the seat of his pants.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
I inherited my daddy's billions.
Expert, prognosticators are questioning this move. And
I'm just saying, like, Jeff Saturday was part of an efficient and amazing offense. At one point in the league.
Absolutely.
No. He knows a lot about football.
Absolutely.
So not only that, but he worked with a guy. If him and Peyton Manning were offensive coordinator and head coach, they'd probably dominate the league. Like,
if they really dedicated themselves to that being
they
their craft,
knew the game so well that they could do this. So maybe that's what they're doing. They're
I think
just thinking, like, we've got a guy who loves this organization. I mean, honestly, like, why wouldn't you give him a chance?
I mean,
I would have started him at like a coordinator role instead, and then just
right, exactly. You don't bring somebody basically off the street.
I mean, he might have been one of the motivators in that locker room, so he can in turn motivate these.
Well, he was on the Colts staff and like a special advisor,
consultant advisor, whatever you want to call it. And again, there are coaches that are on that staff that Frank Reich built. Yeah. That have head coaching experience.
I don't know why you wouldn't have gone to them.
Why would you might have the respect of the locker room, and that's almost just as important as being able to coach
it seems unlikely. It seems unlikely that a consultant, that an advisor would have that much of an impact on the locker room. No, I think Jim Irsay is crazy enough to try and do something this nuts
to boost morale for his team.
I don't think that's what they're doing.
I think that's what
I think this is all about him wanting to improve their draft stock.
Yes, I agree.
If they're really just tanking, then they shouldn't have won.
Well, and I'm sure
it's the Raiders. They probably couldn't help themselves.
I'm sure Irsay was probably annoyed that they did win.
Yeah, the Raiders find ways to lose. So.
Irsay would probably love it if the Eagles hung 40 on them today and whooped them 40-0.
As would I.
I think everyone here would be a fan.
I think so. I think so. All right, so let's outside of the Jeff Saturday weirdness that has been the last couple of weeks. Let's look at this game. Matt Ryan reinstated as the starting quarterback moving forward.
So I don't get to see my boy from Texas, Sam Ehlinger.
Sam Ehlinger had 2 games.
You get to see your boy from right around the corner.
Yeah, exactly. You get Matty Ice, who. Again, I personally think it was a little disrespectful to kind of pick him out.
No, that was
he's a vet, whatever. Yeah. And who knows where that decision came from originally, whether it was Irsay coming down.
Yeah, or if that was part of the reason why Frank Reich got fired is because all of a sudden you bench your starting quarterback.
Right.
And it kind of gives the appearance that Frank Reich felt like his job was safe and he would survive the season. Thinking, I'll just play Ehlinger. What happens.
Well, and again, maybe
improves our draft stock. Then great.
Right? Maybe Irsay was under the mindset of, well, listen, you wanted Carson Wentz in here. He came in here, and I didn't like what Carson Wentz did, so we got rid of him. And now we bring in Matty Ice in here. You obviously
it did feel like a power struggle.
Yeah, so I feel like there's something behind the scenes there when it comes to the starting quarterback that Irsay and Reich. And now, who knows? Is Saturday the one who wanted Matty Ice back, or did Irsay say, you know what?
Part of the conditions of hiring you,
you've got to put Matty Ice back in. Exactly. So, again, we'll never know the true behind the scenes, but
it'd be fun if you hooked them all up with some truth serum and made them all speak.
Yeah,
that would be a fun conversation.
Yeah. What I want to know is this one of those games where it's actually a test for the Eagles, or is this one of those games where we should just dominate them?
I think it will be a test early.
I personally think at the end of this game it will be domination because the Eagles are coming off of, again, their worst performance in many aspects. They finally lost. They know that feeling, and I don't think they want to necessarily feel that again. So I think they're going to take it out on the Colts. The Colts have been a weird team this year. They tied with the Texans. They've lost some bad games. They've also beat the Chiefs.
Yeah,
which
pretty handily too.
Yeah, which makes zero sense. But
and it feels weird.
Yeah, again, I think it'll all be predicated on whether or not Jonathan Taylor is at his best. He had a great week last week, but last couple weeks prior, not really been a factor.
Well, he could be ramping back up, considering that he had some time off. And
sure.
It's one of those
dangerous man.
Yeah, he's a dangerous back. Like,
everybody
would have said, and probably did say that was the number 1 pick,
consensus best running back in the league,
so
and he didn't live up to it the first couple weeks.
Yes, you'd think it was a lock, considering the fact that he might be ramping back up.
Scary.
And our defense, even though they held the Commanders to 3.1 yards per carry, which is impressive.
Sure, it is.
Was just kind of tired out and beat down. So what are we going to see defensively with Jonathan Taylor arguably ramping back?
Well, okay,
Well, and that brings up the two signings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That brings up the fact that the
Are
run
these guys
defense
ready to play, though?
they are playing officially today. They
They're
are
listed.
active.
Yeah, they're
They're
listed
both
as active.
Both are in shape, ready to play.
That we don't know.
Apparently.
That we don't know. We shall see. I mean,
That's my
they're
question.
big
I would imagine
boys.
they'll be
They're
on
big
my
boys.
question.
I imagine
So
they'll be on a pitch count.
yeah. If you see them more than 15 plays, it'll be
Limbaugh,
shocking.
Yeah.
Limbaugh Joseph, 6'4", 330.
He's,
and
Yeah.
he's so
Is
big.
just a
He is just
monster.
he's just a
For him to be
Ugh.
in there, in that line,
yeah.
is just formidable.
Yeah.
But
How'd you like
But-
the guy lined
are
up against
yeah,
him?
like
But they're also
what type
they're
of
also
pitch count?
they're
What are
also
we trying to, yeah.
30, 34, 35 years old. They're also been sitting on free agency all season
Yeah.
for a reason.
Sure.
What is that reason?
Well, we don't know yet.
Excuse
Hopefully,
me,
we don't really
know.
find out today.
Right. So listen, I think that the run defense has been great? Absolutely not. Do I think that these guys will help? Yes, slightly.
Maybe.
I
Yeah, a
think
little
I
bit.
think if anything, it keeps Fletcher Cox from playing 70 snaps, which
He's-
should he
His snap
hasn't
count
done.
needs to be
He
lower.
hasn't done in like almost 10 years. And listen, I'm sorry, Fletcher Cox is a shell of himself. He is not the same
Yeah,
player,
he's old.
and he
It's a shame.
should not. It is a shame, but he should not
Father
be playing
time's
that
undefeated.
much. So if you have Cox, you have Hargrave, you have Sue, you have Joseph, Milton Williams. Spread it all around.
Sure.
That way, not one person is playing all that much, maybe with the exception of Hargrave, who's the only one that I would trust to play more minutes.
We need to talk about him because he is arguably my favorite player right now.
I agree with you.
Javon
John
Hargrave.
Hargrave
Yeah.
has been
Okay.
awesome,
Yeah, no, he's been pretty good.
and
And
especially since Jordan Davis is there.
well, there's the thing. Jordan Davis, earliest we'll see Jordan Davis is the Tennessee game,
Which would
Right.
be
which
nice.
would be
Which would
nice
be incredible.
with
I don't really
with Derrick
think that-
Henry coming through.
And I don't think he's going to be ready for the
I
Tennessee
I
game.
don't,
would be
and I
surprised.
think
hope so.
I think that's
yeah, I hope so too.
that's also another reason why I feel like they may have went out and made these two signings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may
that
not
way
really have been
it
for
doesn't.
today, but
Well,
really
that
for
way.
Tennessee.
Well, that way it doesn't rush Jordan Davis. Listen, you know what? Let's see how these two guys integrate with this team. Let's see how the rotation is able to be perfected in the next couple of games, because you have Jonathan Taylor coming today, Indianapolis. Next week, you have Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon,
Yeah,
two good running backs. The following week, you got one of the best, if not the best. If you're not talking about Jonathan Taylor, you're talking about Derrick Henry.
yeah,
The dude is a beast. He runs.
yeah. He's a monster.
The man runs in such a way. He runs upright, which theoretically you shouldn't be doing. But he's so big and powerful. He just
Bulldozer.
knocks through everybody and
Yeah.
still gets 7 yards.
Good
When
question.
any other running back lowers, gets their body low and goes through. So listen, the next couple of weeks will be a big test for
Sure.
this run defense. And I know Jonathan Gannon's been getting a lot of hate, but I think the fact of the matter is what we saw last week, and Slay not having a great game, is because he didn't really have a lot of safety help.
Sure.
Because they had to pull the safety up in order to help that run game, because it obviously was such a need. And yes, they got 3.1 yards per carry, which is a good stat by itself in a bubble. But the fact of the matter is they did whatever they wanted to on third down. They sliced and diced us. They ran it, then threw it to McLaurin, got first
See,
downs.
that was my biggest frustration with last game, is that they threw it to the same guy over and over. And it's like you got to do something. I mean,
Yeah.
I know double teaming a wide receiver third and short is odd, but honestly, like, he's the only guy that was catching the ball.
It really was.
Well, and if you look at it, why were they in third and short all the time? Because they were winning on first and second down.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, they were setting themselves up for these third and shorts. And if you can do that, if you can win on first and second down, then your whole playbook is at your disposal on a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. And that's what happened, and that creates that storm that caused that loss. I really feel like it was Washington's execution on offense and being able to execute on 1st down, 2nd down, and then setting themselves up for reasonable 3rd downs.
It really was. And you know what? Unfortunately, the problem is that our defense was starting to get tired, and the offense wasn't necessarily helping because they ran the ball. Miles Sanders had 1 carry in the first half. That is unacceptable.
Yeah, that can't be
unacceptable.
I do like the Jalen Hurts design runs.
Sure.
I do like them.
Yeah, sure.
But I need to see more of a running back mixture.
Right.
I mean, obviously more than 1 carry.
Right. Well, and that's the thing.
Especially with how good our offensive line is.
Right. Well, not only that, but again, the run game helps out the defense, giving them a little time.
Yeah.
And when you see your defense is wearing down, you've got to know on offense, hey, look, we need to take this ball and control the clock.
We need to have a nice long drive.
Long 8-9 minute drive.
Let's give our defense a break, and let's
dictate to the other team's defense a little.
Right, exactly. Let's get them tired.
Right.
I think there was a lot of missed opportunity when it came to stuff like that. And you combine that with bad breaks.
Sure.
You combine that with missed calls. You combine that with
and everybody looks
whatever.
at the face mask call they didn't call. And
that's
that was
not why they lost.
That was absolutely egregious. But it was not, like you said, it was not like that's not why we lost.
Right. It's a lot of
Nor
combination.
that roughing the passer.
Right.
Call.
Well, right. That or the late hit where the guy was clearly inbounds.
Right.
There were there was probably a couple more that we could probably name, but. Again, never blame the refs. It's just one of those things where things aren't going well for you.
Sure.
You add that to it, man. It's hard to overcome that. But yet, they were right there at the end. They could have had a chance. Yeah. So that just shows you how great this team is. Is nothing was going right. They didn't have a good game plan. Right. They didn't execute well. The defense had the worst game probably of the year. They were getting
and they were still one big play away from winning.
And they were essentially. If something like Watkins stays on his feet, runs the ball in,
right, and
that's
doesn't
the game.
Lose it, yeah,
that's the game.
Yeah.
And we win the game in an ugly game, a la kind of like the last time we were here when we were here preseason for the Detroit game.
Yeah,
and that was an ugly win.
But you found a way to win.
But you found a way.
Find ways to win.
Right, and
they started running the ball.
Yes,
right.
So
and they controlled the clock.
Everything out.
Right,
exactly.
Right, and for the first time all season, they went into halftime without the lead.
Yeah,
and they ran the ball one time with Miles Sanders.
And that's.
I feel like that's not a coincidence.
That is a direct.
I don't believe in coincidences anyway, but that was not a coincidence.
Okay.
We could always use beers.
More beers, please, Jody.
Thanks, Jody.
Thank you, Jody.
That's my wife, everybody.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're coming off a little dry here, guys. We're like dry toast.
Dry.
We got to butter this up, put some jam on it. Come on.
I'm with it. Let's go.
All right. So what I want to know
lead the way
is who is your – okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's get fired up. Let's get going with some jam. Let's go.
All right. Here's a little bit of jam.
Oh, boy.
Who's the guy that you were looking for the Eagles to trade, cut, make a move on before the trade deadline that didn't happen? What's the guy that you wanted to see gone and somebody come in and maybe help this team in some way?
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Who would you have
really
traded? Who would you have traded? What would you have done?
I don't know if I would have traded away anybody.
Somebody to go and get.
Yeah. Again, the only name I think that I have been high on all season long is Jesse Bates from Cincinnati.
Sure.
Beef up that secondary.
As we've been doing all season. Honestly, I mean the Gardner Johnson move. I mean, good Lord.
Leads the league in interceptions.
Sadly, he's probably playing himself out of staying on the Eagles because he's probably going to be too expensive to resign. Maybe. which sucks because I really do like him. And not just
I
because
wish we could re-up him right now and just say, hey, so lock in now for a
But
contract.
the fact of the matter is you have Bradbury on a 1-year deal. You have Gardner Johnson. You're going to have to do something with Epps.
Thank you.
You know, Slay is due for a I think he's got this year and next year. So listen, our defensive backfield certainly need some long-term
and there are going to be some guys in this draft this coming off season.
Ringo.
Yeah, that was the name I was going to mention.
Well, considering right now we have the 4th overall draft pick, thank you very much, New Orleans Saints.
Please lose to who they
Keep losing.
Today?
I don't care. I'm rooting for whoever they're playing against.
I know.
Who dat?
And I'm rooting for
Everybody.
and I'm rooting for Houston. I'm rooting for Vegas. I'm rooting for Carolina. I'm rooting for all
Get
them
some
teams.
dubs
Yeah,
so
get
that
some
we can-
dubs. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's get. If we get a top 3 pick, we're
Which
basically
right now, what would it be? 4th right now?
right now we're 4th.
Yeah.
We're basically guaranteeing us like Will Anderson.
What
Ringo.
was that
Someone
word
that we
that
can
Michael Irvin once
start
used about us?
Right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could really set up for that D word Michael Irvin used for us, not the inappropriate one. Dynasty.
Yeah. Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, we have to replace Fletcher Cox. We have to replace
And
Brandon
that's
Graham.
a lot of what the Jordan Davis drafting was.
Well, sure, that helps, but we
And that's
also
what
have to
Will
replace.
Anderson draft will help with the replacing of Brandon Graham.
See,
Right.
Fletcher Cox is the mix of Jordan Davis and someone thinner and faster.
Sure.
So that's what he was, originally.
Yeah, he was
Cox
the man
was
beast.
closet.
Sure.
Yeah. Get double teamed constantly. I mean, my argument for Fletcher Cox is he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year because he got double teamed
Sure.
All the time.
single game.
Right.
But that freed up guys like Brandon Graham to go
And
make
that's-
plays, and anybody else who played defensive tackle alongside him.
I don't think you need to do that.
I know.
Yeah, I think we're good.
But that's what I'm saying. For Fletcher Cox and what we were talking about earlier, it is a shame that he's playing poorly. He's getting tired. He's old. But
he's so old.
he is
at him.
hopefully
So
finishing his year off, and maybe he can make like a push during the end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some
But
adrenaline.
okay, but the simple fact of the matter is he's getting paid a lot more than what he's bringing to the table, and I'm worried that there's going to be a lot of those type contracts for Howie, as he has been known to do those. Hey, we appreciate what you did for us, so here's this money, rather than, hey, listen,
You old.
you're
not as
old.
good as
You're not
you
as
were.
good.
I'm not
This
gonna
is
pay
what
you.
this is what I'm going to pay you.
It
And I
will-
hope to God that for the Fletcher Coxes, if we end up re-signing him, it's
No way.
yeah.
No,
I mean, it's
it
got to
is
be
not.
it's got to be very close to vet minimum because
Well,
he's
this is
not
where
playing
if you
well.
look at I'm really drawing a blank. The GM before Howie, he was nicknamed Rat Boy.
Does it even matter how he
But no, I'm saying
eliminates every other GM in our history?
I hear you, but no, my argument being that he had that ability to say, like with Bobby Taylor, Troy Vincent,
yes.
Deuce Staley,
He got rid of
so
people
many,
right
Hugh
when-
Douglas,
right when they needed
got
to.
rid of him at the right time.
You're
Every
right.
time it was like, what are they doing? Why are they letting this guy go? And they never did a damn thing after they left here.
Yeah.
For the most part, you're right. Howie does not have that ability.
No.
It is what it is.
Of course, one of the big examples of that not working was one Mr. Dawkins.
Yeah, that one
one
stung a
stings.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course it hurt.
But like Alshon Jeffrey,
Well, what has
that
he
was
done?
That was terrible. I mean, he hasn't.
Yeah.
He hasn't. I don't even think he's
I don't
officially
think he's-
retired. But
yeah, he's not
he-
on a team.
Really?
He just doesn't work here anymore.
He just don't work here no more.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's still active. Like somebody could sign him. if they
Theoretically,
wanted to.
yeah. If somebody wanted to sign him, they could.
He was a good piece for our.
Oh, he was a huge
Right, but-
part of that
but
Super Bowl
when
the
run
whole thing. Like
but-
once he dropped that pass
against the Saints. Yeah.
against the Saints
That
and
was
the
it
game,
for him.
that was it.
That was it
He
for
was done.
Done.
We were done with him.
I mean, you knew he was done because he lost like half his speed.
He lost half his speed. He was.
I mean, he was a
injured and
possession
just-
receiver anyway.
I think he was another guy with having like mental issues. And
Apparently, he didn't like Carson either. Like,
yeah,
Well, apparently
nobody likes
Carson. But anyway,
AO1.
yeah. So let's get back to the Colts.
I think that's
here.
his fan club. Just one.
Just the
Yeah, just one.
Just the one.
So I will say last week, Paris Campbell looked very good. Pittman has been a little hit or miss, but again, is still a very good wide receiver. And the way that the defensive backfield, especially Slay, Bradbury, didn't have their greatest games. Hopefully, again, with these two decent wide receivers, they can step up. And with the additions of Sue and Joseph, we don't have to kind of move that safety up. So that way Slay and Bradbury can do their things, knowing that they got help behind them. And you obviously see the domino effect of the run game and what they're doing. And hopefully these two additions and hopefully a healthy rotation, healthy depth will help in making everybody be able to do their own job the way that they normally do.
And we talked about like those two additions both being on kind of a snap count.
Sure.
Now, would you speculate that there'd be a few more snaps early, maybe some later? Like, because I would think you'd want to get them out there loose in the pregame and then just get what you can get at them in the first possession. Like maybe throw
Well,
them out
I
there
mean,
for
it
a snap
depends.
or
I mean,
two.
you're basically going to be putting them out there on run plays.
Right. Which
Right?
I would
I mean-
think Indianapolis would want to start out trying to establish the run.
Sure.
You would imagine so.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
if
but
I were
would-
them, that would be.
But
my
I would
game
assume that those two wouldn't be in there for that because you want to see how their game plan is established, and then you adjust and throw those guys in. So I have a feeling
I just
we're not going to
wonder
see a
if-
lot of them in the first quarter as both teams are establishing defense, defense, and then we'll see the adjustment to more, clear run plays. Joseph, Sue, get those guys out there, see what they got, and hopefully that that they're going to be able to help in this run game that clearly needs a boost until Jordan Davis gets back, which again is mind-numbingly weird because Jordan Davis is only playing 20, 25 snaps a game as is, even though
but they were
clearly
still huge.
there was a difference of when he was in there and when he wasn't. Our boy Shane Half at half and half _TPL on Twitter broke it down so wonderfully about Jordan Davis and his snaps and the yards
And
per
the
carry
impact,
and the impact. So if you're not following him, you do yourself a favor. Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So obviously his impact is good, but they're not putting him in that many situations to have that impact. So you kind of wonder what's going on with Gannon and why he isn't utilizing Jordan Davis more often when healthy.
Yeah.
It could be one of those things where early on you worry about a player getting exposed with too many snaps.
Okay.
And we talked about that a lot with Josh Sweat, how it seemed like more snaps that he played, the less effective he was. And you'll wonder if the same thing could be said right now about Jordan Davis. Now, I think Jordan Davis is going to grow into that every down factor defensive lineman that, I'm not saying he can be on par with Aaron Donald, but, man, I think he could be Aaron Donald-esque.
I agree with what you were saying, but the facts I think that it is that he's just out of shape. And that's the one thing that we were worried about when we drafted him. This guy's good, but man, he is just
he's probably going to need
quickly.
a full year in the NFL and understanding this is the kind of shape you got to be in to play in the NFL, and then getting a full off season of getting the right workout routine, getting with our strength and conditioning guy.
We saw Jordan Davis lose 30, 40 pounds
and I
over
think
the
year
offseason.
2 you could see a more impactful Jordan Davis.
Exactly, I agree.
Yeah.
Just get jacked.
I don't think he's going to get jacked. I'm just going to say, losing
better
that
condition.
weight, baby weight. I mean, he is still a young man, so
He certainly is.
And
You
we
have
can
to
say that as
imagine-
older men now.
As old sons of bitches. We can absolutely say that.
So essentially, getting in shape, losing that weight, being having more endurance, he's going to be the factor that you're talking about. I just don't think. Yes,
not
we
gonna
can
be right
say
now.
it was like, getting used to the plays or getting accustomed to the NFL, but honestly, it was exactly what we thought when we drafted him. This dude's a big dude, and he cannot last in the NFL more than
I think
20 to 25 snaps.
All of what we were saying, like the whole, can he, like, the snap count and the being overexposed and needing a full year, it could all just be a fancy way of saying, like you said, he was kind of out of shape and needed to learn what NFL conditioning is really all about.
Okay. Yeah, it's potential. Real quick, just wanted to give a quick shout out to everybody on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. All of our shows at the Philly Sports Alliance are streaming on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. All of the Painted Lines shows stream on our Facebook. So it's a nice little partnership, and we have absolutely loved not only interacting with the TPL guys, Dibes and Shane and Mark and Rob and millions of others that are involved doing shows and whatnot. If you have never checked out the Painted Lines, please head on over to the website. They got plenty of shows. They do live shows after every Sixers game, after every Eagles game. They do a pre-show. They do a halftime show and a post-game show for every Eagles game. They
on like during commercial breaks too.
They really are. They do so much, and the breakdown and Dives himself does such, and also Shane does such a great draft coverage. So if you're looking to dive deep, even now for next year's NFL draft, check out the Painted Lines.
I love that.
That's
so
absolutely.
Because we're total nerds.
Yeah, we love
the NFL draft.
and they probably out nerd us.
Right.
So check out their YouTube. Check out all of their shows live on our Facebook. So best thing to do is head on over to our Facebook, type in Philly Sports Alliance, follow us, give us put the like on there, and then put on your automatic notifications, because that way not only all of our shows you'll get a notification, but then all of their shows, when they go live, you'll get a notification as well. So shout out to them. The other thing I want to mention is certainly Six Pack Coverage. We've joined up with them based out in Tennessee. Sadly, they are probably in mourning today.
Oh, yeah.
They had a tough one last night. So my condolences to Andrew, the leader over there at Six Pack Coverage, who does a wonderful podcast with Albert Hainsworth. Yes, that Albert Hainsworth about the Tennessee Volunteers. So shout out to Six Pack Coverage. You could check us out at sixpackcoverage.com. All of our shows stream over there as well. Hey, Uncle Nick, what up?
Uncle Nick's in the house.
Hey.
Should we take any questions from the crowd?
Sure. Yeah, why not? I mean, we got what?
Anybody's got
about
any questions?
15. We got 15 minutes to
Okay,
get.
we got a fantasy football question. Najee Harris and
flex?
Darnell Mooney in his
Oh,
flex.
I feel like
I feel like Najee. He's got James Conner. Conner's been kind of on a roll.
He did, and
He was due last week.
Sure, he was due
Who are
last
the
week.
Cardinals playing?
they got a divisional game, correct? San Fran?
Yeah, San Fran.
Okay, and then
I don't like
Having a
that.
guy going on Monday night though.
Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Pittsburgh is
Najee, they're playing
somebody- Cincinnati.
Yeah,
He hasn't got
in
over
Pittsburgh.
13 points this year.
You're right. He's
He
been
hasn't
very
gone over
disappointed.
13,
Still
yeah.
getting Mooney over Harris. That's it.
I don't know. Mooney's not been great. Like Chicago's offense has been more
Mooney's been
Justin
hit or miss.
Fields.
Yeah,
running.
Mooney's
He's
hit or
their
miss.
number one though.
Now,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mooney
clearly,
is their
but-
number one.
now that Justin Fields figured out that he can run,
It's like, wait, I could just.
I'm sorry, the Bears figured out that
That
Justin
so
Fields,
Fields
can
can
run.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just gonna let him do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Montgomery.
Honestly, I'm gonna say Harris.
yeah, I would say Najee. in the
I'm
flex.
expecting.
Yeah.
I'm expecting him to break out, get a
divisional
touchdown.
game. That's a big
He's
game.
gonna get in the end zone today.
Look, and Pittsburgh.
Lock it in.
And it's
and
cold
Pittsburgh,
too. You
like,
want to run.
If you like just looking at it from the gambling aspect, too, and God
course,
forbid,
yeah.
Eric would talk about the gambling.
Real
aspect.
quick. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Why do they keep saying that? I don't know.
We're not officially sponsored. We just want Eric to get
Just want
home.
Eric to- Gotcha. But now, like Pittsburgh, T.J. Watt just coming back in their lineup, like he was really impactful. You could see how much he got after Cincinnati in their first matchup on opening day, and now he got back last week. Now he'll be back in there again this week against Cincinnati.
Joe Burrow's a little worried.
I really think, man, like if you were going to bet this game, like looking at like a Cincinnati team total under or like
he just wants to know who to start, man. Not how much money to lay down on the game.
I'm trying to make my man some money.
Another question. Can I?
Yes.
20. You have to bet on it. With James.
Dead air.
This is
Dead
great air.
Jonathan Taylor is good for 20 points today.
No.
I would.
What is he good for? What would he put like?
Would you say Jonathan Taylor's good for?
14.
Yeah.
17.
I would say 14.
I'd say between that 14
I'll take
and 17.
17.
Yeah.
I have him in one league, and
I'll bet on 14.
And then
okay.
$1.
$1. 14 over under.
Everybody witnessed it here.
How reliable is Amari Cooper as a flex every week?
Good.
You think so?
Yeah.
Amari Cooper's good.
Amari Cooper's a top 15 wide receiver right now so far this year. And while he doesn't have that insane game, he gets you those points every week, week in and week out. And not only that, he's going to get a boost eventually in a week or two when Watson comes back.
Right.
So he's been doing it with freaking Jacoby Brissett, who sucks. It's awful.
All due
What?
respect,
He's been
to
doing
who
it.
suck
But he's been
everywhere.
doing it.
Jacoby Brissett
So-
sucks.
Absolutely, Amari Cooper flex.
Yeah,
all
especially in
every
2
week.
weeks when Watson.
He's top 15.
Yeah, one more.
What's that guy from the Broncos? The young guy, Dolphins.
Oh, Greg Dulcich.
Dulcich or
I would
Higby?
Dulcich.
I think I would go Dulcich.
This week?
Yeah, Stafford's
I-
still not playing.
I'm expecting a Russell Wilson come up a little bit this week.
I trust
Russell
Russell Wilson
Wilson.
more than I trust.
Russell Wilson's getting 20-plus points today.
And if Devontae Adams is out because he's questionable right now, is Matt Collins
Never.
Matt Collins.
Yeah.
Never. He's had some good weeks
I don't
this year.
You can't trust
Does he
him.
become the number one?
Does Matt Collins become the
Nah.
He
number
becomes
one
a bigger target.
in
Nah.
Vegas? I mean,
Well,
Renfro's
considering-
still out,
Yeah.
and Adams
Waller's
will not be
still
out,
out.
and Waller's
Yeah.
still out.
Oh,
I mean,
my
somebody's
God.
got
I
to
hate
catch
Waller
passes.
so much.
Probably run Jacobs like
Yeah, they'll run him
They'll
into
run
the ground.
Jacobs into the ground.
I would say the Matt Collins isn't a bad play.
Yeah,
Especially if Smith's there.
As
Or
a
Adams.
flex, if you have no other better options. then
yeah, I think, yeah.
The fact
Not
that
a
Matt
ringing
Collins is on
endorsement.
people's freaking rosters is
No,
mind
but
But it's for
Matt
this
Collins
reason
hasn't had a
exactly.
bad
Yeah, I
year.
mean,
And then when
I-
Deshaun Watson comes back, is he an automatic start?
yes.
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 Yes, when Deshaun
Yes.
Watson comes back, you start him.
Yes.
And,
Yes,
and
yes,
what
yes.
other Odell?
That's a
Odell
good
still
question.
isn't signed anywhere. Look,
So him or
Odell's one of those guys where I need him to play a week before I do it.
yeah, I
So
agree.
you wouldn't like blindly discard him over
No, I
No.
wouldn't either.
No. Think about
Has
it.
a touchdown in his first game.
Then that
Well,
sucks,
sure.
but
I mean,
that sucks. But then you
That's
worry about
just-
it next week. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you think him and Watson are somewhat valuable if you make it to the playoffs with them?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Oh, they could easily influence a fantasy playoff run.
Oh wow, we are getting spammed to death.
Yeah, we are.
Um,
I mean, do we want to?
Eric,
no,
what
let's
do you
not
do
even.
on your computer?
Yeah,
We don't
right.
wanna know.
Yeah, this is your computer today. We are getting
It's like-
hardcore spam comment wise.
We can help if you're alone.
Yeah, it looks like we found a girl for you. Tired of being alone? We'll help you. Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm not the one. Never mind. I'm not
Oh, dude, not cool. Oh yeah, what do we got?
All
1,
right.
2, 3, 7, 8 messages.
So I think we
appreciate
need to start getting into our predictions for
All right,
the
We
yeah,
week.
prediction
do.
time.
We are coming down. We got about 10 minutes to game time. Again,
Come on out.
thank
join
you
us.
so much for everybody coming out to the Italian American Club.
Woo!
Woo!
Give it up for yourself.
Yeah.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Whoa. Hey now. Those are fighting words. They're not playing the Lions. We're playing the Colts.
The
this week.
Alliance, he said.
Oh,
the
the
Philly
Alliance.
Sports Alliance.
Yeah. Thank you to Sandra.
Yeah,
for helping out so much.
yeah. Make sure you tip your bartender Sandra, who is pumping out drinks. So we appreciate her. and everything that she does.
And thank you, Richie, for helping
Richie
out. Yes.
for being the best audio man in the game.
And all the people that came out.
And
Yeah,
thank
you
you,
for
everybody at the bar. Appreciate it. Yeah, woo! Go Birds. So we appreciate everybody here at the Italian American Club. We love coming back here,
Yes.
having a good time, drinking some drinks.
And we're getting some great advice here. Thank you so much for my wife, Jody
God
Yodes.
damn
Yodes
it,
is here.
Yodes. Frickin'
Yodes is
Yodes.
in the house.
Listen,
and we are
Yodes.
ready to go.
Listen, Yodes.
Ready for kickoff.
When you kick rocks.
Hey.
Hey. All right.
It's a party now,
All
guys.
right, let's get some predictions. Eric,
Yes.
we'll start with you. What is your prediction for today?
Aside from pain.
Right? Yeah.
Obviously.
Wow. Could have predicted that one.
Look, I think this is one of those games. The Eagles kind of struggle to start. I think Indianapolis, maybe even takes the lead into halftime. I'll say a 24-10 Eagles victory.
All right, Ryan, what about you?
I'm going to go with, I think I went with 29-24 in my last prediction, so I'll stick with that. Eagles 29-24.
Do you remember what I said? I said something weird. It was like 36 to like 19.
Yeah,
It was something
you weren't
weird.
the
How would
34
we
to
get
10.
there?
I think Shane was 34 to 10.
Yeah, I was a little closer, but not.
Yeah.
Maybe I was like 34.
I think you
36. No, I was 36-19.
Okay, 36.
I went weird because I'm feeling a weird game, like weird missed extra points, field goals kind of thing. So,
Okay.
well, either way, we have Birds winning. Let's go to
That means a Birds cover, too.
the Birds covered 9-1.
All my fellow gambling holics out there.
1-800-GAMBLER. Contact him. He won't
I
contact
get all
you.
the spam from them all the time. Do you need help quitting gambling? I'm like, what? No, I need the wins. Winners, damn it.
Oh my
That's
God!
awesome.
God help you. All right. Well, we are gonna head out of here because we have to.
Oh, we got another question.
Graham
Graham,
can
good
Graham,
now.
good now. Are
Kickers.
you really talking about kickers?
Well, kickers
out
are
of here.
people.
No, get out of
All right, guys.
Will.
What do you say? Can we get a little Eagles
yeah,
cheer
it's
before we
a
get out of
dome.
here?
All right. Well.
Detroit's a dome.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Can we do an Eagles cheer before we get out of here? All right, everybody. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. EAGLES Eagles. All right.
Thank you so much, Italian American Club.
Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Don't forget to tip your bartender.
That's Sandra. All right, folks. Well, again, we're out here live at the Italian American Club in Wayne, PA.
Please join us to watch
If you're
the game.
if you're somewhere close, come on out. Eric again is buying drinks. Apparently, and we'll watch the Birds beat the Colts, hopefully. And want to thank everybody, not only everybody here at the bar, but everybody who helped us set this up, and of course the Italian American Club. Even though I am not Italian, I still appreciate everything that they've done for us, as this is our as this is our second time here. All right, well, that's it for us. We're gonna head on out of here. Eric, any last thoughts?
Nah.
All right, Ryan, any last thoughts?
Go Birds. Thank you, everyone, for having us, listening to us, watching us, everything out there. Like, share, follow. Go Birds, and let's go Sixers and Flyers.
And
Sure.
Phillies.
Well,
Good offseason.
Phillies, let's have a good offseason. Let's get some
let's
signings.
go.
Shortstop.
Shortstop. All
I
right,
wouldn't
everyone.
mind having Dansby Swanson.
I'd rather have the other three guys.
Think about it.
Anyway, we're heading out. Thank you so much, Italian American Club. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Obviously, thank you so much for the painted lines. Thank you so much for the six-pack coverage. La Terrain Watches, our official sponsor. Please head on over to la-terrain.com. PSA.
We're getting the high sign.
Yeah, why are we getting kicked off right now? The game's gonna start in 10
All right,
minutes.
all right.
Damn it, Yodes.
All right.
Yodes is
All right,
here, dude.
anyway,
Don't mess
Go
with
Birds.
Go Birds. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Peace. Yeah.
That's the longest rap of all time.
Right?
Well, I
That's
can't.
why I tell you to wrap it up. You talk
Did
shit.
you hit
We're
end
still
broadcast?
broadcasting.
God, never